Hi, welcome to Below Above, where we feature any contents that our viewers could ask on our next video. So, leave your comments for anything you want us to feature next. So today, we're going to feature the Seanomads of the Philippines, where scientifically they're evolving into real-life Metkainas on the movie Avatar: Way of Water movie. As we all know, when a human is submerged in water, within seconds the body begins to reflexively adjust. The heart rate slows, blood vessels in the extremities tighten, diverting blood flow to vital organs. And, crucially, the spleen constricts, expelling a precious reserve of oxygenated red blood cells into the bloodstream. All of this extends the time we can go without gasping. Now a new study suggests some seafaring people may have evolved over thousands of years to push the limits of typical dive responses even further. Genetic changes have allowed one population in Southeast Asia to grow plus-size spleens that may enhance their breath-holding capabilities, according to an international research team's analysis. Some scientists have likened these evolutionary adaptations to the ones that have allowed Tibetans to thrive at high elevations. The new study offers a stunning example of human genetic diversity and adaptation to the underwater environment, says Anna Di Rienzo, a human population geneticist at the University of Chicago who was not involved with the research. "This is obviously a very big piece of work, a very substantial piece of work," she says. "I thought it was a really fascinating story of populations that live in very different and extreme environments." Among the badjao, one group of people who live on houseboats in the waterways around and between the Philippines, Malaysia and Indonesia, divers have been recorded holding their breath for over 5 minutes while hunting for fish or shellfish. In comparison, average people might be able to stay underwater for 1 to 2 minutes, and world-class free divers can hold their breath in competitive settings for up to 3 or close to 4.5 minutes. Previously, a crew filming for the BBC documentary series Human Planet recorded a badjao hunter during dives, and noted his heart rate plummeted to a mere 30 beats per minute. The diving reflex in most humans only drops the heart rate to perhaps 50 beats per minute in a healthy adult. They've been observed diving over 70 meters with only a weight belt and a set of goggles, Ilardo says. If they're just collecting shellfish at 10 meters, they could spend all day doing these shallow dives. "We were diving at one point and a badjao friend looked down and saw a large clam. He dropped another 15 meters in an instant and grabbed it. It's pretty remarkable." Ilardo, an evolutionary geneticist, wanted to know if the badjao's abilities were a result of being trained from birth or if they evolved to be elite divers over generations of marine living. So she asked the badjao, along with the Saluan, a genetically similar group of farmers, to let her sequence their genomes and measure the size of their spleens. A larger spleen may store greater amounts of oxygenated red blood cells, allowing divers to remain submerged longer. "I had a portable ultrasound machine. I brought it to the villages, and people would come and let me measure their spleens," she says. 43 badjao and 33 Saluan participated in the study, which was published in Cell on Thursday. One of the genes the team identified is called PDE10A. "We know that this gene controls thyroid hormone levels, and we know that controls spleen size," Nielsen says. Just under half of the badjao carry the version of this gene that is associated with larger spleen, compared with 6% of the Saluan and 3% of Han Chinese, a population chosen for comparison because they are not closely related to either group, he says. Two other genes that the analysis suggested had evolved in the badjao were BDKRB2, which controls blood vessel constriction in the extremities, and FAM178B, which helps regulate carbon dioxide balance in the blood. Both could be important for oxygen conservation and breath-holding ability underwater, according to the researchers. Part of this research will require returning to the badjao and Saluan communities, and collecting more physiological measurements beyond spleen size, such as levels of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the blood, says Cynthia Beale, an evolutionary anthropologist at Case Western Reserve University who did not work on the study. Their hypothesis is reasonable just as a beginning, but before making all of these biological stories, there's some data that are obtainable, Beale says. Like, how does their blood oxygen saturation fall over the course of an average dive? Their heart rate? These data would help show how much stress badjao divers' bodies are under when hunting, and might elucidate how their specialized genetics translates to underwater prowess. So that's all for our feature today. If you have any suggestions that we may featured soon, please let me know at the comment section. And also please like and subscribe our channel for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching.